In this session, we're going to look at managing running processes, right? So, from a shell perspective, you can launch processes, you can pause them, you can stop them, or you can kill them, right? You can also put them in the background and bring them to the foreground, right? So, in this session, we're trying to describe tools such as PS, top, kill, jobs, and other commands for listing and managing processes. So the first command that we're going to understand and talk about is the PS command. So the PS command is the oldest and most common command for listing processes like currently running on your system, right? So we're going to use PS right now. So PS will show you uh, the PID, TTY, time. We're going to talk about all these things and the command. But if you just add PSU, so sorry, typo, PSU, it gives you more options, right? The U option asks that usernames be shown, okay, as well as other information such as the time the process started and memory and CPU usage for processes associated with the current user. The processes shown are associated with the current terminal, like that we have like TTY here, and you can see the memory here, memory percentage, CPU percentage, the PID, process ID, and the user that is currently using it, the time when it started, and the command. Okay, we're gonna look at the stat too for sure. So as you can see in this shell, not much is happening, right? It's just as I said, the first process shows that the user named EC2 user opened a bash shell after logging in, pretty much, right? It's just using opening up bash. This is the first comment. This is the first thing that I've opened. Okay. So the terminal device, as I said, TTY, when it's 0 or 1, it's being used for the login session, right? And the stat column, right? The stat column here, it represents the state of the process, right? R indicates a currently running process, and S means sleeping process. Okay. Now, what we can do, we can just try add PSUX, right? Now, as you can see, this gives you basically what this does. It page through all the processes running on your Linux system for the current user, right? So, for example, if you add PS UX, sorry, pipe it to less. Okay, I'm sorry. But PS UX. So as you can see, why did I use pipe? Because a pipe which is located above the backslash character on the keyboard, it enables you to direct the output of one command to be the input of the next command. Okay, so for example, just go here. So I get the output of this one, PSUX, and I say, okay, I got your input. Now I give it to this one to process it. Okay. So as I said, what this does in this example, the output of the PS command, a list of processes basically, right, is directed to the less command, which enables you to page through that information, right, one by one. So basically, when you do, you use the space bar to page through, and you type Q to end the list. That's it. That's it. Finish. Right? You can use like other options. For example, you can use, let's say, you can use dash O. Yes, dash O. Right? You can use keywords to indicate the columns you want to list with PS. Okay. For example, we have so many columns here. We have command, time, start. We have so many columns here, but we can customize this, right? And for example, also you can use dash E with dash O. So for example, I'm just going to give you a scenario here for you. So we have PS dash O. Just let's make it EO. Okay. Now I want to show PID, user, UID, group ID. What else we can do? We can do RSS. Yep. Okay, and you can just pipe it to less. As you can see, it just shows me the columns that I'd like, right? So the process ID, username, user ID, the group name, the group ID, the virtual memory allocated, which is VSZ, that's the virtual memory allocated, and the resident memory used, which is RSS, and the full command that I used, the full commands that are being used right now. Okay. So if you want to sort by a specific column, right? You want to sort it by a specific column. You just want to sort a column, right? Like for example, to see which processes are using the most memory, I can sort by the RSS field, right? So basically what it does, that sorts from lowest memory use to the highest. Because I want to see the highest ones first, I put a hyphen in front of that option too, right? So if you want to see the highest to the lowest, this is what you need to do. So Q. So I put this one. So like before here, I put that sort. Okay, in equal hyphen RSS. So as you can see, this is going to sort it for me. This is sorted. Look at the RSS. What was the RSS? It was the resident memory used. Okay. Now, there is another command, a very useful command that you can use, and it's called top. Okay. If you just type top, it gives you like tons of information. So it's a very screen-oriented means of displaying processes running on your system. Okay. So basically with top, the default is to display processes based on how much CPU time they are currently consuming. Right here, right? However, we can sort by other columns as well, right? Like after you identify let's say you identify a misbehaving process, right? So you can also use top to kill that process completely end it. Or you can renice. If you want to prioritize, for example, I just want the first command to run before the second command, right? It's okay. For example, system D needs more CPU. So what I can do, I can just switch the order. So basically, system D takes more CPU than RCUBH, right? And you have to run this command as the root if you want to change the order or if you want to kill the process. Okay, so let me just Q. Okay, so let me just be the root here. gonna become the root. Okay, and I'm gonna run it again. They have to be the root. Okay. As you can see on the top, you're seeing the running tasks, like the running tasks that are actually being running at the moment. The mem, which is for the memory or the RAM. This is the swap space, and the system uptime. We're all here. This is the system uptime. Okay. What else? Let's see. These are actually the memory actually in use, right? These are all the memory actually in use. It's being used right now. The RES. Okay. So we can sort by CPU, as I said. For it's sorted by now, but I mean you can just sort it by CPU. Okay. And you can sort by memory use. This is the memory use basically. Yeah. Again, it goes up and down, but for now it's sorted by memory. And here is the average system load. Okay. Now here you can use a couple of options, right? For example, if you press H, you're gonna see the help options here, right? It will show you exactly what you need to do. There's so many things that you can use, or see, as you can see, it has so many options, right? And press Q or to continue or escape. If you press M, you can sort by memory. So just look at the memory, and I'm gonna type M. See? Now it's sorting by memory now. Okay? Sorry, you have to press dash M. I mean shift N. So now, as you can see, it's sorted by memory. 1.1, 1. So capital M, not small m. Capital M will sort everything by memory. Okay? Now type capital P. It will go back to the previous version, which is the sorting by CPU. Press 1. So let's see. If you press 1 to toggle showing CPU usage of all your CPUs, if you have more than one CPU on your system. So if you have a couple of CPUs, you can just press 1 to toggle showing CPU usage of all your CPUs. You can also do capital R to reverse sort of your output. And also a very useful one, you can just type U. Which user are you trying to do? For example, the EC2 user, right? So these are for the EC2 users. Okay, press command. Okay. As you can see, there are so many options, right, that you can use. Sometimes you want to renice a process, right? We just go back to the top. Note that the process ID of the process you want to renice and press R, what it does, it will reorder the CPU consumption, basically, right? So it starts with it's between -19 and 20. Okay, so if you press R, it says PID to renice. I just say, okay, I just want let's say system D here, which has the PID of 1. Okay, I wanted to make it minus let's say -10. See, now it shows -10 here. Okay, the default nice is always the default is always 0. Okay. Five 0 Tim, but what does that? What does this mean, anyways, to people? Like, what does minus 19 mean? What does 20 mean? If you just go and search Google, very nice, for example, values. Go to Wikipedia. A niceness of minus 20 is the highest priority, and 19 is the lowest priority. Okay? So when you give a process minus 20, that means it's the best one. Okay? That means you give it the best, highest priority, and it can takes all your CPU and RAM. And 19 is the lowest priority. So if we go back here and give, for example, I press R again, R, and I give it, as I said, the minus 20, basically everything is going to system D now, as you can see. So it gets the highest priority right now. So if you're running a process and you want it to have the highest priority in terms of CPU, RAM, and everything, you just type R, you choose the process ID of this one, and then you say, okay, I want it the highest priority, and we'll go and make it the highest priority, which is, but now I just want to make it default, which is 0. Okay. So now if you want to kill a process, right? Let's say you want to kill a process. You don't want it anymore. Okay? What you have to do, you have to kill a process using K or type 15 to terminate clearly, or 9 to just kill the process outright. Okay? So what I can do, I can just give you an example here. Let's see what's running right now. I'm just going to look at one of the examples here. You see the IPv6, but we're not using this one. IPv6 here. It has the PID of 45. Okay. Let's just kill this process. Kill -9. What was the PID for IPv6 again? It was here. 45. So I killed the process now. If you go back and top, it starts it again. Of course, it will restart it again, but that means you're gonna kill the process. It's not gonna work anymore, right? So another example is, let's say, SSH root at 172.31.34.185. Yeah, so I cannot SSH at the moment. These are the options that will reopen again, so we have to find a better example. I'm trying to see what I can do to, let's see if we do wget wget.ca. I don't have wget here. I don't want to uninstall it. But anyways, these are the processes that if I kill them, it will restart again quickly. So, but just to let you know, if you want to kill a process, you just type kill -9, okay, and the PID here. So what it does, it will completely kill the process, and it won't cause any issues. If it's misbehaving, right? If these are all misbehaving, you can just kill the process, and that's it. For example, and not a bad idea to find the top one. If I can find the top, let me just give me a sec. Top. Let me just get less. Doesn't show the. Okay, so as you can see, top is here. Okay, so it was top. Once I find the command, the PID of top, then I can 9404. Okay, the top is 9404. So what I would do, you do just like this. For example, it's just gonna might give you an error, no such a process, right? But I mean, if you just do that, you'll see that it will kill that process. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna create login again to this process, and just give me a sec, because I'm gonna just create a new window and show you exactly how this works. I'd really love to show you guys how this works. Okay, so another command. Look at this one. I'm gonna log into the same VM. Okay, cd download. Okay, so if we just do top here. Okay, so the top is running right now, right? Just give me a sec. Top is running. Top is what is it? 9432. 9242. Forgot. 9432. 9432. I have to do sudo bash. Bash 9432. As you can see, I killed the process. See, the top is not running anymore. Okay? So you can kill the process. It's hard to find the process because the problem is when you kill this process, it will restart it again. But I killed the process top, which is 9432 from here, and as you can see, the process, I killed the process, so it's not there anymore. Okay? Okay, and the last command we're going to look at is starting background processes, right? So, for example, if you have programs that you want to run while you continue to work in the shell, you can place the programs in the background. Okay? To place a program in the background, what you have to do at the time you run the program, what you have to do, you have to type ampersand. Okay? Let's just as an example, let me just become the root sudo bash. Okay? So let's say I'm gonna do this. Find let's say the user. Okay? Just put it in here. I'm gonna explain what I'm doing right now in a second. All user files and ampersand. Yeah. Now look at this. So this example command finds all files on your Linux system, starting from /user. Okay. Prints those file names and puts those names in the file temp all user files. Okay. The ampersand runs that command line in the background. Okay, so notice the job number, it's 1 now. Okay, so notice the job number is 1. Okay, so now to check which commands you have running in the background, you just type jobs. Okay, so the first job shows which is the only one, it shows my command. But now if you want to using continuing with this example, you can bring any of these commands on the job list to the foreground. Okay, so for example, you do fg 1 person 1. Okay, so this, for example, this one doesn't. Well, let me just explain. Okay, there's no jobs. Let me just do this again. Okay. Now the fg job has terminated, and now it's in the foreground. Okay. So these are the main things that you have to know about the The processes, as I told you, the kill process is it's a very useful command that you can use. As I told you, you just type kill, for example, -9 to completely kill the process, or kill -15 to terminate the process using the PID. And you know about the nice, how to use nice. You type R top, as I said, you press R, you type the PID of the process ID, type it, for example, on, then you add 0, anything between 20 to -19. So 20 is the highest priority, -19 is the least priority. Okay, and you've learned about the PS. Give me a sec. We learned about this one, and PS UX will use it a lot of things. Then I told you how to, for example, pipe it to less, and so many other commands. Sorry, just for okay. So PSUX, sorry. Yeah. So it will type it to command, and you type space to do this, and this is the end of it. So you press space and Q to quit, space to see the next page and next page and next page. Okay. So this is it for now, guys, and if you have any questions, please add a comment. For sure, I'll get back to you. Thank you.